Hey, I'm trying to get this chair to act right. Happy Wednesday, Fancy. Let's talk about it. Season 2, episode 9. Tonight's show is Second Chances, and it doesn't just mean second chances in the way that like it can be second chances in anything. So hey girl, Nisi, hey. Hey. Okay, finally I made it. I made it back. Y'all doing good? Everybody cool? So tonight is all about second chances on anything. Nothing specific to, it can be second chances in anything, whatever y'all want to talk about. Second chances in life, work, relationships, second chances. We're going to talk about second chances tonight. Hope everybody's been doing good. I've been doing good. I got caught up in the rain on the northeast side all the way. I went on live real quick just to let y'all know that I was going to be running probably about 9:30 tonight instead of 9. So we are here. I'm on live on Facebook and Instagram at the same time. It's easier this way. So tell me, you guys, how you feel about second chances in life. Let's talk about second chances in life. Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? Let's talk about second chances in life. And I'm dealing with a new webcam. As you can tell, it's probably pretty clear right now. I had some interference with it earlier, but we're dealing with a new webcam. So, hey. So bear with me as I work both, and I can work my own because I have my mouse and stuff. I can work my own comments over here if I need to, and talk to you at the same time. Hey, Gabriel. Hey, Nisi. Hey, Sergio. Shibo. Hey. Amen, AJ, Ricky. Good evening to you too. You're my namesake. Hey. Okay, so tonight is all about second chances. Season 2, episode 9. Fancy, let's talk about it. All about second chances. So, who wants to lead out with the first comment? Because I'll let you guys talk about it, and we go back and forth and whatever. Hey, Pam. So I want to talk about second chances in life in general, whether it be something like a second chance with your job, second chance in a relationship, second chance after someone maybe wronged you in some kind of way, and it's not an intimate situation, maybe it's a family member or a friendship. Hey. So let's talk about second chances. All about second chances. Who wants to go and talk to me about second chances? Do you believe in second chances? Or is that just like a wrap? Once you did me wrong, you did me wrong. You only get one chance to lie to me. You only get one chance to do something to me that's not appropriate. What is it looking like for y'all as far as second chances? I'm trying to get the web thing ready for the other one. Yeah. So second chances. Hey, Hector. Samir, hey. Samir. I think I said it right. Samir, right? Okay, we'll see. Anyway, so all about second chances. So what I will say is, let's do this. Okay, what if somebody does you wrong? What if somebody steals something from you? Say, somebody stole something from you. Maybe they were in a bad way or something like that. Maybe something was affecting them. Maybe they had a drug habit before and they're clean now, or maybe they were in a tight situation and they got caught stealing something from you. So would you give, are you a person who's forgiving enough to give them a second chance in life? Not necessarily to rectify, but to apologize to you. Would you accept the apology and give them an opportunity again to be in your life? Or is it just a wrap if they stole something from you? Okay, so you want to talk about second chance? I'm great. Thank you, Pam, for asking. Second chance at a job. Okay, so I'm going to wait for y'all to see if y'all have anything to say about the second chance of someone that's maybe stole something from you and tried to redeem themselves. So second chance at a job. So second chance at a job. So say, a lot of times, like I always tell you, life throws very strange things at us sometimes. And sometimes, if we don't take care of ourselves emotionally, we will find ourselves in a situation to where we will find ourselves in a situation to where, we are mentally drained, emotionally drained, and we can be in a very bad place. And so we might be in a situation where, the best thing for the company or whomever it is that we're working for, in their opinion, the best thing is for them to let us go, and say, well, you know, they have to have faith that, you know, you will correct the problems or whatever, but there's no guarantee, and that way, you know, it relieves everybody, right? So do you believe that people get well mentally, people get well, you know, from their drug addictions and whatnot, and like, you know, people leave their jobs to go to rehab? So if they left their job to go to a rehab, or they left their job to go to get, like, you know, some mental wellness, maybe they're just overwhelmed. I mean, all kinds of things happen in people's lives, right? Hey, Ken. So a lot of things happen with people, and it causes people to, you know, make decisions, and sometimes the company has to separate from you in order to, you know, get the mission, complete the mission of the company, and, you know, you're in the way, and they're just holding the space open for you, but they really got a production that they have to be at a level of production, and they're not at that level of production if, you know, you're not performing, right? And so you can't take it personal, because with your company, you might be inclined to do the same thing and to leave the person behind, right? Okay, we're not necessarily leaving behind, but go ahead and make the best decision for you, you know, as the employer or whatever at that time. So do you believe in second chances in a job? Pam brought up a good topic, a good one about the second chances. So do you believe in second chances for a job? Hey, about second chances in a job. So say you got out of the situation that you're in, and you're in a better mental space, or you went to rehab and you are no longer, you know, addicted or whatever, whether it be alcohol addiction or whether it be drug addiction, you know what I mean? Would you, if you were the employer, would you believe in second chances for someone who has proven themselves to go through rehab of some kind? Or if they were going through a family situation, sometimes just going in a bad situation. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Ken. And Pam says yes. If she were the employer, she would definitely give, you know, the employee an opportunity to do it right, right? Okay. All right. So to get it right, she says she would do that. Okay. So that's good. Anybody else say that they might be inclined to give their employee, or, you know, whomever they're responsible for in the work environment, a second chance to get it right? Pam says yes. Okay, and so, and then Pam also, and then Gabriel, both of them commented on the situation about second chances if you've been stolen from, right? So if someone steals something from you, I can't put you in live video right now, but I'm looking forward to your comments, please, about the show. This is my weekly show. I'm back after missing 2 weeks. I'm talking with someone on Instagram at the same time. So so you know, and we can be funny, right? Okay, we can be funny here because, you know, we're real. This is about real life and real situations, and everybody goes through things, right? Okay, second chances if someone has stolen from you. Pam says yes, but she would be guarded, right? And I think that's perfect, because it's like if you've been injured somehow, you know, and someone has done something to you, I mean, it's only right that you would, you know, be almost, like you said, guarded, right? Okay. And then Gabriel says, yes, people have issues, so give them a chance to correct the issue. Right, because we're only human, and none of us are perfect. None of us are above being corrected. None of us are above making mistakes. We don't walk on water, and we don't turn water into wine, as the last I checked. If y'all have that superpower, y'all need to come over. Yeah, we need to make that happen, right? Okay, and so then, hey, girl. And so, Sunny, hey, Sunny. Sonny says, a second chance is great for a person like me because I've been to prison. There are a lot of people who've been in prison, a lot of people who've been in jail, a lot of people who have made choices. You know what I'm saying? I say never, ever judge people, because, you know, no sin is greater than another sin. One is greater than or lesser than another. Also, you have to consider that in a situation also that, you know, just because you didn't get caught a lot of times, it doesn't make you better. You might have been doing some crimes, you just didn't get caught. So how does that make you better than someone who did get caught, you know, and went to jail and spent time? It doesn't make you any better than them. That's what I say, right? Okay. So we got to be real with ourselves, right? Okay. And so Pam said, I'm a store manager. I do give second chances. Okay, exactly. Hey, Tiger. And on Instagram, y'all hear me shouting out both because I am working on both at the same time. It's better than going and doing it twice. I find that the audience, you know, grows with me at this time when I'm doing them at the same time, which is pretty good. It's actually more beneficial for me to do them at the same time. So that's where we're at with this right now. Okay, and okay, and Cruise Life 1948 says yes, but how many is too many? So right now, sweetie, we're just talking about the second chance. I mean, when you're getting into multiple chances, then you're getting into a situation where when you're getting into multiple chances, you're getting into a situation where you might not be making the best decision for yourself, from a business standpoint, or either from an emotional standpoint, whether it's a situation where it's someone in your life that has a problem and they continue to make mistakes because maybe they have an addiction of some sort, or they're going through some type of financial crisis and they're going through it like that. I don't know. So we're really talking about only to the point of a second chance, okay? And we're talking about that in all capacities, whether that is through work situations. If you were the employer, would you give someone a second chance? We got some pretty good feedback on that. And then if you were in a situation where you had a friend or family or member or someone you knew who maybe stole something from you, would you be inclined to give them a second chance if they prove themselves, that they were actually held themselves accountable and they actually wanted to be better, like they held themselves accountable, but they also wanted to be better and correct their poor decision, right? Okay, that's what's up. So now we're at where Jackie says, I believe everyone deserves a second chance, but I also believe that they must prove themselves as well as earn back the trust. And absolutely, and anyone who is truly trying to make amends for something that they have done to you, or something that they have done to people, or a company or anything like that, they will not have a problem with the amount of time that it takes them to earn back that trust from you or your company. They will not have a problem with it because they will know that this is part of the process. It took me X amount of years to build this relationship with you, or it took me X amount of years to build my company. And in that X amount of years, you came in here and you did A, B, C, or D in a matter of months or even, minutes. You've become a destructive force in my company or my life in this small amount of time. So with that being said, when you're in that situation, you have to consider that, you're the one who's trying to make amends. So it's important for you to please take to take into consideration that it's going to take time. Trust is it takes years to trust, and it takes moments to tear it down. To rebuild is the capacity of human beings to forgive, period, always amazes me. I've seen some of the ugliest situations where people have forgiven unthinkable things. I mean, I'm one to speak, because I'm of my own tragic loss in my family. You know what I mean? As of 4 years ago, and forgiveness was the furthest thing on the horizon. But a lot of times, I want to say before we go further with that, when you're dealing with a traumatic situation or tragic situation, a lot of times, in order for you to be better, you have to forgive, not for them, but for you. And I know you've heard it before, and it's not cliche. It really is the truth. Okay, so then Sunny says second chance is if you want to change yourself. If you know better, then you will do better. I think everybody knows that. That's one of the things that people say. And then here on IG, Tiger says, okay, so I have an issue. So speaking of second chances, I can't get into a decent apartment or crib because of my felony. Do I not deserve to live somewhere if I work hard for it? Right. This is something that I always have gone to bat with people on. And I might have some resources for you. But my answer to you is you absolutely deserve to live somewhere decent, more than decent, somewhere that's safe for you, your family, your possessions, somewhere you feel that you can rest there. You're not worried about what's going to happen. Because, people are living there, that are not responsible, who do mean to destroy and tear down and harm people. Okay, so you absolutely deserve. This is my thing. It's like you can never. Our justice system. Y'all know that I have strong opinions on our justice system, especially in Texas. If you've ever heard me have a conversation about Texas, if you've ever heard me have a conversation about America in general, and listen, I'm not a hater, okay? But I do have very strong opinions about where it is that we live that we're supposed to be so proud of, based on our history. If you know our history as a country, and you know all the despicable things that founded this country, you would feel the same way, or you would at least educate yourself or even discover on your own when somebody puts that bug in your ear and find out what it really was, and not to just believe what they taught you in the school books, is all I'm going to say. So the same is to be said about our justice system. We're in a city, state, several counties where they have what they call Texas justice. And we all know in Harris County alone, you know, our crime lab was full of shit. Everybody knows it, and I'm just being honest. Everybody knows that our crime lab did nothing but destroy several lives. They just put it on people. There was stuff that was missing. There was evidence that was tagged incorrectly. There were witness statements that were coerced. There was all kind of stuff going on. There was stuff that was never tested that could have freed innocent people who spent years upon years in prison for shit that they didn't do. So Harris County alone, city of Houston, period, has a horrible reputation in the past. They have tried to correct it, and we have had some, you know, with the exonerations and whatnot, and going through different partnerships with innocent projects and stuff like that. So I don't want to ramble on too much, but my opinions are very strong on that. And the reason why I say that is because Monica, welcome, Jared, welcome, Renzo, welcome, Fran, welcome, and Marvin, welcome, and Tiger. My opinions on that are very strong. Once you do your time for whatever it was that you did a crime for, whatever they saw fit to give you for your crime, and you've done that, I honestly feel like, you know, especially things that are not serious violent crimes. Okay, we want to talk about that. Because obviously you shouldn't be around children if you're a pedophile or a child molester or a child rapist or a child murderer. You should not be around children. That's just, I mean, you know what I mean? Let's be real. But if you were caught up, you know, in that life, the street life, and you sold drugs, or you got caught with some drugs or whatever, that's a non-violent crime, no matter what they would like to call it. And everybody has their own opinion. We're not here to argue. But if you did your time that they saw fit to assess you, you absolutely should be able to move around like any other person. You pay taxes. You are responsible to pay rent. You are responsible to pay whatever. And you should be. Do you know that's why so many people who have felony backgrounds go in and purchase their homes? Because they can't stop you from buying a house. Think about it. So I always say, you know, you're making other people rich when you pay rent. So think about it. If you're ever in a position to where you can, stack up your money to go and get you a house, go get you a house, because they can't tell you anything. Then you can live wherever you want to live, right? Okay. So yeah, absolutely. And I'm gonna have something for you. Let me get this listing together for you. I got a listing together for you that there are nice places that do accept that type of situation. I will help you with that. I promise I will. I have experience with that particular thing. So guys, okay, so we were talking about second chances, people that have been to prison. They feel like, you know, they done the time, they did the crime, they did the time, they should have an opportunity. We talked about second chances in job, when you in your workplace where you maybe were not performing at your best level because of situations where you had mental or emotional health issues or drug addictions or all kinds of other issues that could have happened. And we have pretty much good support on people saying that yes, people should get second chances. Okay, so now let's turn it up a notch. What about second chances in relationships? And I'm talking about intimate relationships where you are committed to someone and something goes wrong. Now, let's not go to the extreme and say that it was cheating. Let's just say, hey, Tony, and let's just say that let's talk about it from this standpoint. What if y'all started out really young? A lot of people were high school sweethearts. They started out real early. End up, hey, Jeannie. Hey, Jeff. David, welcome. So people started out early in their relationships, high school sweethearts, you know what I'm saying? And they end up being together. You know, they were together for 20 years, but they outgrew each other. And now they got a divorce because, you know, they hated each other's guts at some point, which is not really true anyway, after all that. You have children or whatever, you waited for the kid to turn 18 or go to college, and then you bounced or whatever. Y'all were together for a long period of time. You outgrew each other through age or because you changed. And then you were apart, and you both went on to have other lives. Maybe you were married to someone else. Maybe you were in a situation with other people. And so then the opportunity came around for you to be together again. And it wasn't that y'all hurt each other. You weren't physically or emotionally abusive to one another, to say the best. But you just outgrew each other, and you thought, you know what, I'm going to be a good human about this and let you make it. I'm going to let you go on your own. I'm going to go on my own. Whosever decision, whether it was one or the other, or it happened to be mutual. So do you believe in second chances in love in that type of situation? And then on the worst extreme, do you believe in second chances when you have been cheated on? What if the cheating spouse or significant other, what if that not only did they cheat, but what if they brought new life to the equation? What do you feel about second chances in those arenas? That's what I want to know. Because a lot of times people reach out to me, in which this actually is related to what someone reached out to me a couple weeks ago about infidelity and second chances, and more deeply about attending therapy for it. So I figure we can tie all of this in together, because not everybody deals with second chances or even deals with intimate situations or problems. So now we're in a situation where we're dealing with the whole array of things when it comes to second chances. So would any of you give someone a second chance if y'all were together for a bit, but then you end up separating, and going your own way? And then later on in life, you realize, you know what, we both grown some. Can we be back together? That's one question. And what if someone was, unfaithful, or even unfaithful to the degree that they actually brought in new life into the relationship? And that's something that you have to look at every day, because as a responsible parent, whether it was the woman or the man that brought the new life into the situation, while they were not together, or while they were cheated on, that's something that's very true, because it's not the child's fault, right? So I want to know what y'all's thoughts on that are about those two things, about infidelity and bringing new life into a situation, or just infidelity, period, in a relationship, whether it's committed or even a marriage, and also outgrowing one another after you've been with each other for a long while. And then, do you think second chances are possible? That's what we want to talk about right now, because we pretty much covered work. We pretty much covered someone, taking from you. We pretty much covered the criminal aspect of it, of being in prison or going to jail for a crime. So I want to know what y'all think. And I don't know what y'all are sipping on tonight. I always ask y'all, but I am sipping on a protein shake. I'm trying to be good because I have a photo shoot on Saturday. And I'm trying not to eat too much candy. I have a weakness for gummy bears. I have a weakness for any Sour Patch Kids. And these are my biggest enemy right now. Fruit chews, fruit snacks. I'm like, they have, I think, 9 grams of fat, and I am 9 grams of sugar, and I try to stay at the least possible sugar a day. But if I eat 4 packs of these, I'm not doing very well. So I'm trying to, I have 2 packs over here, and when I leave here tonight, I'm leaving the 2 packs. I'm not going to take them with me. I'm going to be a good girl. So I want to know what you believe in that. For me, second chances. I think that as you age, as you grow, as you experience life, it doesn't necessarily equate to a specific age in life. But I think that as you grow, you are supposed to obviously become more wise. So I believe that, honestly, first off, I believe that you should always do what works best for you in your situation. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. The problem in life is that a lot of people want to do things that they think, they want to make decisions based on what they think other people would think or appreciate or not appreciate the choice that they made, right? A lot of times you can't do that. You have to make it for yourself. Never can you do that. You always have to make the best decision for yourself. So, hey Sam, the man. Tonight we're talking about second chances. We've already covered pretty much people going to jail, coming out of jail. They deserve a second chance. We talked about situations at work where you had to be released from work, whether you were the person who was released from work for whatever, whether it was an emotional issue, a drug-related issue, or a production issue because you had some family issues at home that you had to attend to, so you had to be released from work. We talked about that. We also talked about second chances if someone has trespassed against you, stolen something from you. or harmed you in some way? Are you able to give them a second chance and forgive them? And now we are talking about infidelity in a relationship, long-term relationship or marriage, where you were either unfaithful, period, or you were unfaithful to the degree that you brought new life into the equation, either the woman or the man, and that's something you think that you could give a second chance on, or that you could possibly forgive. That's what we're trying to find out, that one. Also, we are trying to find out about a second chance for someone maybe that y'all were together when y'all were younger, all the way from high school or something, and now and then you came to a point in your relationship where y'all just outgrew each other, but now y'all are trying to work it out and thinking maybe that you can have a second chance with them. So anybody have a comment about that? I am wondering about that. For me, a second chance in a situation where you have outgrown one another, I can speak from experience. It happens. So much happens between the time that you leave high school, go to college if you do, or whatever you do to go to work, make your life. Something happens, so much happens between the ages of 20 and even 20 to 25, 20 to 27 years old. You change so much inside that I always give people a pass that have been in long-term relationships, because sadly, whether it's a marriage or a long-term commitment, they don't really work out all the time. You know what I mean? Because you're changing so much and you want different things. You know, you see things from different perspectives. So for me, I can speak from experience because I have been in situations for long-term. Every relationship for me was a long-term relationship or a commitment. And I have been on the end where the side where there was no infidelity, but we did outgrow each other. It's very possible to do. So for me, with experience, going forward, being apart, I did go back with someone and we did, you know, have a relationship afterwards. And, you know, and a lot of times it sticks because it's better the second time around. And sometimes it's not. For me, inevitably, it did not work out just because there was too much that happened between the time that we were not together, when we were apart. You know, too much things that could not, too many things that happened that could not be per se forgiven, or it was a pride thing. And, you know, that's just how it works sometimes. Okay, so that things could not be forgiven. I've also been on the other side of it, the ugliest side of it, actually, where it's been infidelity in the relationship. And do you give a second chance? And unfortunately, I'm not that forgiving. I will forgive you, but I don't want any part of you after you cheated. Because the way that I love with everything that I have when I do love. All of me. So I don't know how to turn off certain parts of me. And I don't want to be in a situation to where I have to monitor you and watch you and worry if you're going to be a good steward of my heart and my time or not in my life. I'm not going to spend my precious time and my life with someone that I can't trust. Could I forgive you? I'll forgive you because everybody makes mistakes. But do I have to be a part of, you have to be a part of my life for a second time around? No. Do I want you for a second time around? No. I had to learn that on my own. Everybody has to do it again. I have seen people play the fool, the biggest fools in life. I have seen them do it and be able to forgive and say, you know what, this is a good person. They've been good to my heart. They've been good to my life. You know, everybody slips up sometimes. You know, whatever the reason was, the person was unfaithful and, you know, they cheated or whatever, whoever side it was on. You know, in that situation, you know, I've seen people be able to forgive and overcome. I mean, and just live their best lives together, you know, as a married couple, or as, you know, or maybe they didn't get remarried. I've seen it happen both ways. As far, you know, as far as people that have outgrown each other, yeah, absolutely. Because sometimes you just have to be apart to, you know, in order to realize the good thing that you actually did have. You had to go away, step away for a moment, collect yourself, come back and grow some, and then really know and appreciate. And I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of times that does not happen until you see them with someone else. And it's not really a jealousy thing. It's more of like, because you see them happy with someone else, or they see you happy with someone else. And it's at that point that you're like, wait a minute, that's me. That's all me. That belongs to me, right? You know, like, that's me. I don't want you sharing those moments with people. That's our thing, you know. And so at that moment, it reminds you sometimes, you know, sometimes it reminds you of, you know, what it was that, the reason that y'all were together to begin with, what it was that was the initial attraction with y'all to begin with, right? Okay. So second chances are absolutely possible. I believe in second chances if you've grown apart, you know, because of your age or whatever. I do, because people grow and they're supposed to mature through situations. But in unfaithful situations, I absolutely do not believe in second chances. It's a 1-1 for me. It's 2 and 1. It's a first and a last. So you could just call it a round trip for me. We're not going to go down that road anymore. Not once you cheated on me again. And I say that's my only. That's me. That's my opinion, and that's because I know the way that I love, and I cannot give this type of love to everyone. Not everyone deserves that type of love level of commitment. It just doesn't work. So anybody else have any comment on second chances in romantic situations? When someone has been unfaithful to you, perhaps? When someone has, or when y'all have outgrown each other? What do you think about that? Do you think that you can give a second chance? Nika. I actually post, I'm actually am live on both Instagram and Facebook, so it works out better this way. But I'm wondering, so second chances. So pretty much everybody said that they believe in second chances in those everyday life situations. They believe in a second chance. Second chances for people that have paid their debt to society, repay their debt to society after they did a crime or something. Feel like they should be able to have the same afforded the same opportunities to have a place to live. That's decent. That they're not fearful of. That's not the best what's popping for the night neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Bissonnette Street down here. Where the girls of the night are working, and people are driving around, whatever your life is, it's your life. But not everybody wants to live in that environment. So everybody deserves a second chance in that type of situation. They said that unanimously, people said that they believe in second chances if you're the employer and you have to let someone go because they have personal or family issues or a drug addiction, they need to go to rehab, or maybe they have performance issues. People have said that they believe in that. Is as far as second chances from someone doing wrong to you, or maybe like stealing something from you, breaking into your house, stealing money, or something like that. People said yes, that they believe in second chances, although they would be a very guarded second chance, and that they would have to rebuild the trust. And I also said, that you have to understand if you're the one who was the one who did the wrongdoing, and you come back across and with someone, they give you an opportunity to repair that relationship or that situation, that at that point you absolutely should be willing to put in all of the work and the effort and take the time, whatever amount of time is needed, because you be patient, because again, what took people years to build trust in you or a situation, or what took them years to build up in their company, or took years to fulfill in their home or their lives, it took you moments to destroy or damage in ways that you can't even imagine. So in those situations and scenarios, I think that you really should be mindful and really, really wanting and willing and able to put in the work, right? And not try to rush anybody. All right, so that's pretty much where we've been tonight as far as second chances. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Really, it's up to you. And again, like I always say, don't let anybody judge you, and you don't judge anybody. Whatever your choice is, make sure that that's the best choice for you and your life, your family, whatever is involved. Take time to sit and think about it. There's nothing wrong with going over it, reflecting, making the best conscious decision for you, your life, your family. So you have to do that when you're dealing with people who have wronged you. You have to do that. You have to be the one to decide that when you're dealing with someone who has had a drug addiction, or who has been unfaithful, who has brought new life into the marriage or the long-term relationship. You got to be the one to make that decision. It's not anybody else's choice. No one should ever make you feel bad about the choice that you did make. And so I just want to say that, it ultimately is your life. You make that decision and you make that choice. So I want to say thank you guys for coming on. Go ahead and like and share the video if you liked it. Share the video, please, on your timelines. Also go on my page and check out some of the things that are going on with Bellroom 2.0 with my modeling, my beauty tour. Also, I have an event coming up on July the 29th here at District 1960 over off of 1960 near TC Jester. It is a networking event. It is going to be catered. It's going to be super dope, as I have an artist showcase where I have 7 artists, local artists, so we have talent. Some that is well known and some that is up and coming or new. Most every one of them have a YouTube or have Reverb Nation. So I want you guys to take a look at my page and check all of that out. Also, I talked to you about my Bellroom beauty tour and the situation with that, with the support. So I want to say thank you guys for joining me, and I always look forward to seeing you guys every week. We'll be back next week, season 2, episode 10 of Fancy's Let's Talk About It. Please inbox me your topic suggestions. So I appreciate you, and I love you, and I thank you for watching. And as always, there's always a little time to be fancy, and that's me. And I'll see you guys next week. Take care. All right, all right. Y'all take care. I'm out.